compensation program with FEG, and we're going to compare it to the industry. And Bill, we're going to pretend right now that you're part of the old insurance industry, and I'm going to show you why our compensation plan is better here. And I'm going to give you a comparison. Now, I'm going to start with term insurance, and I'll make our way to IUL. But you know, our average, just use an average term premium of $83.33, about $1,000 premium. And if you had a choice of 100% contract and a $1,000 premium, and you're making a sale a week, which is four sales a month, which would you prefer, Bill? $4,000 a month of income or $33,000 a year of income? $2,800.
Well, yeah. Initially looking at it, obviously, I prefer the 4,800 or 48,000.
Right. Right. Now, I'm going to give you a whole list of reasons and stuff, but every day when I'm out there visiting with life insurance agents across the country, it is very, very difficult for me to say to an agent that to give up a 100% contract or a 90% contract or 85-point contract, which I could put any number there, but I'm using 100%, is I want to compare that to $48,000 of revenue. And what I'm doing here is saying you're doing $1,000 a week, $83 a month, a monthly premium each week, which you and I both know is about typical average in the insurance industry. Most agents are starving. I know we have a lead system. We've got all those things, and we'll plug those in a few minutes. But what I want to do today is demonstrate that our 70-point contract is much bigger than this 100-point contract. So on your piece of paper, on your legal pad, I'm going to write some key things down here, and I'm going to clear out this little stuff here. These are the bullet points that we have. Now, you've got a very innovative compensation system. And inside this compensation system is 17 digits that we will not pay you personally. You either use them by sharing them or you lose them. And you're going to see that today dramatically. Number two, we have a lead system. And it's designed around our living benefits. We teach you word for word what to say. And we can take you in a position where you have on a 6-day week a minimum of 5 appointments a day, where you're doing 25 to 30 appointments a week. Do you think that changes your career?
Absolutely.
There's no question. You're not doing $25,000, $30,000 a month, are you? Now, by the way,
no.
That's with term life insurance, and I'm not going to, this is for compensation purposes right now for conversation. We're just comparing it. And so basically, the first thing you have to get around is you got to say to me, well, Dave, I got higher contracts. Why in the world would I do that? Well, I'm going to tell you why. Number one, in March of this year, on PBS, Public Broadcasting, the first living benefit documentary show is being aired in March in America with James Earl Jones, and 3 people are interviewed on that show. And a copy of that is on my website, the documentary, and the 3 people is one of our clients from our agency out of Massachusetts. It's a doctor, great credibility. He knows all the fancy words and everything, but he bought a life insurance contract to create cash value for retirement, and 1 month into the contract, unfortunately, he was diagnosed with throat cancer. He made 1 premium payment, and we released $734,000 of his death benefit, and his cancer is now in remission. He did not die. And that doctor talked about how that money saved himself financially from all the hardship of his life. He couldn't work for a long period of time. He had extra, he had good health insurance, but he still had hundreds of thousands of dollars of medical bills over and above his health insurance. He said that saved his financial standing, that insurance contract. You're going to learn living benefit life. The second thing, the retired CEO of AIG Global Insurance Operations, and you know who AIG is, right? Largest insurance company largest insurance company in the world, a guy with 46 years in the business, considered the architect, the grandfather of living benefits, had a choice to retire or work with some other entity. He chose us because of our passion for our crusade, and he is now part of our management team with our agency. In our contract, it's an equity share, and if we sell this agency or if we buy an insurance company in the next couple of years, and by the way, we've done this before. Back in 1991, part of my presentation, we started with 8 agents. We became an AROC, that's an agent-owned reinsurance company. We did that, and we sold it in 1996 after recruiting 25,000 producers. We paid out $100 million in commissions. Average sale was $70 a month in that 4.5-year time frame, and we sold that agency for $45 million. Today, we lead in production 4 different life insurance companies, including we were number 3 for the largest life insurance company in the world last year. But we led 4 companies in production. 2 of the 4 we were first place. That's pretty impressive, at least in my books, impressive. And the bottom line is you've got leads, we have agent ownership and rules for agent ownership, and you've got this crazy innovative compensation system. And the only purpose of what I'm doing right now in this recording is to get you to make a choice between traditional comp and this comp. And so I'm not going to put the lead numbers in here for a second. I'm going to do just strictly, you didn't change your life, you didn't take an appointment. I'm going to have you pick my agency because of our compensation system, purely on comp, okay? Because our comp system, nobody can beat. This is the highest paying comp you're ever going to see in your life, and you're going to see it all the way across the board. So the very first thing I'm going to say to you is very simple. You went out and did your 4 sales. Obviously, $2,800 a month is less than $4,000. If you had to make a choice, you choose $4,000.
Yes.
I'm going to ask you to introduce what we do to 5 people that you already know that are licensed in the insurance industry who are out there starving just like you. And the very first thing is you don't have to support them. You don't have to babysit them. We've got all the checks and balances to train and support those producers. But the first thing I'm going to ask you is $52,000 income bigger than $48,000?
Yes, sir.
Next thing, very, very simple question. Did I increase your production? Did you stay the same production, 4,000?
Yes.
You did 48,000 in premium. You brought 5 people to the table as a referral. They were paid to you. You were vested, and you picked up 8 points on their production, which gave you a total of 52,000 income. And guess what? You're now making 52,000 for bringing 4,000 to the table. I'm only going to go a couple layers, but I'm going to go a layer here. I'm going to add those 5 agents get their 5, and they do their 4 sales. Still using the $1,000 premium per policy per week. Pretty simplistic.
Oh.
How much business did you write in this sequence? You wrote how much? You wrote $4,000, right?
4,000. Yep.
You only brought 5 people to the table. That's all you did. Now those agents brought 5 that they knew. There's 500,000 people out there, but guess what? You just got paid $88,000 for $48,000 in production. Is that fair compensation?
It's getting better.
Getting a little better. So now, how many cases is that right there? That's if you look at that, that's 100 cases, 120 cases, right?
Right.
That's $120,000 in production, isn't it? Now we're gonna scroll down. So I'm gonna move this thing out of the way here. We're recording right now for everybody, but we're gonna scroll down to our system. And what does it take to go from here to senior vice president? You're a regional vice president of our company, and as you can see, what it takes to go from here there, you've got to do $20,000 a month, $60,000 in production. You've got to have 3 direct RVPs. You got 5, but you got to have 3 that you actually brought to the table. And you got to be doing $60,000. Is $120,000 a month $60,000?
Yep.
We're kind of past that figure, aren't we? Is 120 a month? That's 120 is 360. Where did we end up? Well, we went from 60 to 160. We 200. We're not to 500, but we're right here. We made it to national vice president. So now I'm going to change this right here. I'm going to put the pay raise up. I'm going to scroll back up, and I'm going to move this RVP title here, and I'm going to move it to national vice president. Now you saw it's $88,000 of income, right?
Right.
Now how much are you making? You got a nice little pay raise, didn't you?
Yes, it did.
Your base contract is 76 points. Follow that so far?
Yep.
But you've got 2 layers here. What's 76 plus 14?
90
plus 9.
It's 99.
So you got a 99-point contract now, don't you?
Yep.
You're still making the same amount of money. You're making a smidgen more on your personal production, but you're still only producing $4,000 a month, and you're now making $178,000. Now I'm going to expect those 25 people, that 5 layer to get their 5. They're doing the exact same thing that you did, duplication. Now, how do you like your income? Are you doing any more production than I'm doing?
No.
What is the fairest compensation in the world? See, over here, this guy at 100 points, he can go out and recruit some people, give them 90s. They can go out and get some guys and give 80s, and then it's diluted. They can't do what we do. It causes side deals and secrets and all kinds of crazy nonsense. This guy is captive at $4,000, and all we did here is you brought 5 people to the table. They got their 5, they got their 5, and guess what? Let's throw some leads in there. Let's put our lead system in play. Well, guess what? I'm expecting you to do 28 sales a month. In fact, it's pretty simplistic. I'm going to put 28 right there. That's not too shabby, is it?
No.
I'm going to put 28 here. I'm going to put 28 in here. They're all taking their inbound calls. I just put the lead system in play. How much production are you doing? Well, you're doing way more now, aren't you? You're actually writing $335,000 a year. At 100% contract, you made $335,000. Over here, we're actually on a bigger contract, aren't we? Why?
Yeah.
What's my production? I've got how many policies coming in right now? 4,340 times an average of $1,000. How much is that? That's $4,340,000 a month. Is that correct?
Yep.
It's $50 million a year. By the way, I believe that gets a pay raise. Could be wrong. To get to the top one, you got to do $2 million every 3 months. $4 million. That takes you to the top. Still not 100 points, is it, Bill?
No.
But I'm gonna just for grins, I'm gonna plug that in. I'm gonna move that thing down to CEO. What do you think of the compensation system?
It's crazy.
Now watch this, Bill. What's 93 plus 31?
124.
Add 26 to it.
150.
Add 25 to it.
175.
I just took your 93-point contract and made it work like it's a 175-point contract, because that's how many points you need on this side to equal what I have over here. The 2-dimensional floating management bonus, 6th-generation payout, cannot be beaten. It is the highest paying compensation in the industry. And you're just getting a tiny, tiny flavor for it. But if I go a 4th layer and I reduce this back, I'm just going to go back to starvation wages for a second. I'm going to go back to doing your 4 sales. I'm going to move all these back down to 4. Sale a week from your sales force. That's $620,000 a month, isn't it?
Yep.
Well, $620 a month is not that's not $2 million a quarter. So you're back off a tiny bit, so I'm going to back that off, but I got to see where it is. 620 is $1.8 million. I think that's pretty close to well, let's see here. $1.5 million is founder, so that's founder income. So we're going to back it off just a tiny bit, but it's close to the top, isn't it?
Yep.
We're just going to go backwards right here to founder. You're still only writing $4,000 a month, and you're getting compensated $1.7 million. And what's 90 plus 28, sir?
118.
118 plus 23.
141.
So
163. 63.
Now I'm going to go here. I'm going to plug in the next 5. Now you're founder again. Now you're a CEO. Now you're a field CEO for our company. And I plug that in. How much production are you bringing to the table? 4,000 a month.
How much? 4,000 a month.
How much is this guy over here bringing to the table? 4,000 a month. Which income do you prefer, the 48,000 or the ridiculous $9 million?
I kind of like ridiculous.
So my question to you is, you can write your business anywhere. But if I give you my contract, which gives you access right here to everything I have, it's my contract, and I'm giving you what I have exactly. All you have to do is bring 5 people to the table who are starving to death like you. Now, can we fix that? Yes, we can. Can you take leads? Absolutely. You want to know the good news? By you sharing what we do, I just used an $83 premium. What if I took you into the IUL world and plugged in a $300 a month average premium?
Craziness.
Are you getting a picture now how to compare the traditional contract to what we have?
Sure.
All right. So now the question is, I'm gonna give you the equation everybody says to me. But Dave, I have no desire to recruit. I don't want to recruit nobody. I just want my contract, and I want nothing to do with recruiting. And I'm going to answer that question. Our system, with leads or without leads, automatically recruits our clients into what we do. The reason that we are successful and do the numbers that we physically do is because we recognize the fact that all the things you've done in the past no longer are relevant and no longer work. Even the lead system we use is not the lead systems of 10 or 15 or 20 years ago. The days of sitting there and cold calling, the days of going to someone's kitchen table and making a presentation or sitting in a business owner's office and hoping you get something done, we work from our home remote offices, and we are going to teach you how to replace the 149 million life insurance policies that have no living benefits. We are going to teach you how to replace the 88 million savings plans in this country, including 401k with contribution. We're going to show you how to take an $800 straight investment and replace it with 100% compensation of a $400 a month life plan that's fully compensationable, and we are going to beat the straight investment with a life plan. And we'll prove it backwards and forwards. We'll teach you not to be afraid of the cost of insurance. We're going to show you how to open up the hood. And last but not least, whether it's term life insurance or whether it's our ability to create cash and retirement income streams, we're going to make sure that within 48 hours of completing your contract in 72 hours, you never go a day without an appointment ever again. Go a day without all you want to do. We've got it down with science. We have reversed it. We have reversed the process. And guess what? The client finds us. The client goes online and finds us. And you're not the call center. You're not the telemarketer. You're not the scrubber. We have people that we employ by contract, and I'm going to tell you right now, the client's gone online, they've responded to something. It's not some gimmick. They want life insurance. They're scrubbed for age and health, and then they are transferred live to you, actual appointment. And when you take that appointment, we're going to teach you exactly what to say from start to finish, and you will be out there giving us $5,000+ a week in life premium. So if 2 of our carriers will provide you with Submit Advance to give you cash flow. The appointments are not free, but here's the deal. No upfront fees, no deposits, and you'll get a chance to work for 30 days in a month, and the invoice will come on the next month on the 12th, and you'll pay your bill on the 15th, but no upfront money. All you've got to do is learn what we do, and we have a daily meeting, and guess what? We have full exposure. Every day, the tote board is open. We have a production board that shows how many sits our agents took and how much production they wrote the day before. We role play, we drill for skill, and the basic bottom line is we make you a great rep. And here's the thing, to make your contract sing, we ask you to, in addition to making yourself have a good income where you're doing $20,000 to $25,000 a month in production, I'm asking you to bring to the table 5 others like you that want to never have to worry about prospecting ever again, and they really want an exit. And if you do that, sir, those 2 things, the prosperity that you'll enjoy is beyond anything I can comprehend. You're on your way to the races. Does that make sense?
Makes a lot of sense.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to close the compensation portion up here. And before I close, I want to talk about just one more thing quickly on the equity share. There's one more thing part of our compensation plan, an equity share program. We've done this before. When you ink your contract with Freedom Equity Group, it is in the contract that if we ever should sell the agency, 50% of the proceeds will be shared with the field. This is people in management and production. For you to participate in that part, in that contract, to get equity share points, you have to earn a minimum of $100,000 in any physical 12-month time frame, and then the clock is ticking for you the following calendar year to earn points. Myself, I have on my desk right now 902,000 shares of equity share points, 902,965 to be exact. That's a lot of shares, isn't it, Bill?
Yes, it is.
We have had offers to buy our agency. The offers were kind of minuscule, only $50 million. We saw one of the companies we represented last year that we led in distribution. We joined that company in November of 2014, and in 2015, we led that company in total distribution, and they were sold to the Chinese for $1.6 billion. We think we're going to be sold sometime in the next 3 to 5 years for the B word. And to get there, that's the reason that Jim Mellon joined our company. He is the retired CEO of global operations for AIG. He loves us. He participated in our documentary. And I can tell you right now, in March, documentary is going into 60 million homes, and I will send you a copy so you can view it today. And we have a commercial, 40,000 spots on Fox, Disney, CNN, and that commercial is also on our website. And I'm going to tell you right now, we are going to be a household name. Freedom Equity Group is going to be the largest insurance provider in America and the most recognized name in the living benefit crusade. I've given you pretty good insight into our compensation plan. You can have traditional pay all day long. And guess what? Traditional means you're by yourself. There's 500,000 independent agents left, and they say in the next 5 to 7 years, that number will be cut back in half again. Mellon, the CEO of the National Life of Vermont Company, which is the third largest producer of index universal life sales in America, says if the industry fails to recruit new blood, the industry dies. Well, guess what? Inside FEG last year, we brought in over 10,000 new agents over and above recruiting people like yourself to the table. You see, to me, I look at things in sports analogy. You're like a baseball player. You're on a free agent marketplace. And theoretically, you want us to overpay for you. I got a better idea. I'm going to give you the same contract I have, which is the fairest compensation of all time. And once you make it to field CEO, and you're doing your $2 million a quarter in your distribution, there's 2 more points being paid out where you're actually sharing in a pool with the other CEOs. Now you override the entire company. So with that said, Bill, that's our compensation system. I'm going to close out the recording now, and I'm going to call you back on the phone, and we'll finish this conversation. But for everybody else, this is a brief overview of our comp, and I think it's a good overview.